we are in a position to get YouTube connected, I'll try to show it sometime during the course of this session. It is important because it shows how the image of mining industry can be transformed from what it is today in India. Now, this seminar topic, mineral industry essential for growth of India, is an issue which nobody will sort of dispute. Minerals are necessary for economic growth. Everybody knows it. But still, this is the industry which is facing maximum resistance from all quarters. Now, today in India, the mineral industry is more or less associated totally with scams, degradation of environment, conflicts of various kinds, and that kind of negative image is what is adversely affecting the industry. Now, more than reality, it is the perception which is important, and we are today talking about perception of mineral industry in India. Apparently, perception is poor, and that's why we are facing all the kind of problems which we are facing today. Now, who is responsible for this kind of negative perception? To my mind, the industry itself must take a larger share for the kind of perception it has. To that, we have also added a number of NGOs who are creating poor perception for the industry, and to some extent, government's own actions have led to poor perception of the industry. Now, these are the concerns which have to be addressed, because in a democratic setup, if you want really to develop, then you have to take the public opinion along with you. So with negative perceptions, the industry cannot grow. Now, what are the important issues which are creating negative perception of mineral industry in the country? All those issues are important for growth of industry, and these are also the issues which are creating poor perception of the industry. Now, to my mind, the 5 important matters which create poor perception and illicit mining. These are the 5 issues which are responsible for poor perception in the public mind about mineral industry. Now, let's look at one by one at each one of these issues. Now, first of all, land acquisition. This is the number 1 problem for all industries, including the mining industry. Now, there were days when we joined service, land was not such an issue. Land acquisition was not so tough. But in last couple of years, land has become a very major issue which is obstructing industrial and mineral growth in the country. Now, apparently the reason is that with the growth in population, the pressure on land has increased. There are competitive claims on the same land. Agriculture, industry, forest, everyone else has the same stock of land. Land cannot be increased. We have to deal with same land. And therefore, we have to harmonize requirements of all these sectors of economy. Each one of them is important. So we can't say one is more important, one is less important, and therefore it is necessary to harmonize the requirement of land for all these sectors. Now, since most of the arable land is either cultivated or it is under forest, so land has to necessarily come from these 2 sectors. And how do we make land come from these 2 sectors? Now, in olden days, the land acquisition was not difficult because land was available in plenty. But over a period of time, when land has become in short supply, there is strong resistance from farmers to part with their lands. Now, we had also a very skewed system of land acquisition, where the land price was paid with reference to the registration value of land. And all of us know that registration value of land does not really reflect the correct market value of land, because in land transactions in this country, we know that black money plays a very major role. And therefore, when we thought that we are giving land value based on the registration statistics, we were really doing injustice to the farmers. Now, price is only one element when you are acquiring land. There are so many emotional and psychological factors attached to acquisition of land. The farmer has strong attachment to land which he might have got from his ancestors. Parting with that land cannot be, his stress in parting with that land cannot be valued only in terms of money, because it's a big emotional trauma. Now, these are not the factors which were taken into consideration when we acquired compulsorily the land, and that's why strong resistance from farmers community. There were other issues. We were paying compensation only the people who had land, but in a community where people are being evicted, there are a large number of people who are landless, who provide various kind of services, and they are also dislocated. Their life is dislocated, but we never thought of providing anything to those people whose life was being dislocated because of that. The concept of project affected people is relatively new to our industry and our lexicon as a whole. Now, these were the reasons why so much resistance to acquisition of land from the farmers.